Hey everybody, welcome back to some more Citizen Sleeper here on SpockPlays. We are near the end, looking out into the abyss and hoping to find a way out. We are, I think, in the final throes of the second part of the three-part DLC, having to do with the flotilla. Quite a lot out here in the expanses of Arlen's Eye. Last episode, we just been kind of helping out, trying to get familiar with the struggles of the flotilla and figure out what exactly is going on with the flux. As you can see, that is our mission, which is to study said flux. So I don't think anything we've got going on right now is particularly time sensitive like the first mission was. We just got to get some data, if I remember correctly. It's like way over here or something like that. It's always weird when you come this way that the greenway has nothing going on. But yeah, let's take a quick ride across the rim and look for some. Oh, that's a Yadigan agent. We already have done all of our stuff. Here we go. There's a flux to node. I'm surprised we don't have any data yet. We got really lucky last time. Alright, we can match a 5. Well, we'll do that. We got really lucky last time with our, what do you call it? Our node is turned inside out. Its skin writhing with the distorted data. That's terrifying. Gosh, my already. What is this? It's already slipped my mind. It'll come back to me, I promise. Okay, here's number 2. We might as well use both of the 5s we have, right? That one takes a 5 or a 6. We'll do that. Gosh, what was I going to say? We were very lucky by something, and it's completely escaped me. That's what happens when you jump immediately into recording after a long day. But I do it for you, my friends. And for me. This game's sick. Alright, let's see. These surely aren't going to be useful for... Now I say that. Where was the last node? Do I have to go in order? There was another one of that shape on the other side. Right? Oh no. Okay, so there's 1. There's 2. Did we already give 1? I can't remember. Not gonna be one in the greenway. Was there one jammed up all the way over here? Looks like it. Alright. I guess we already gave 1. And, I've already forgotten, so we lucked out there. Let's see. And nope, input 3 flux data. That's strange. Is it intentionally blocking us? Maybe it is up in the... That'd be really weird, right? If it's up in the hub. It might be. Let's take a look. It's really the only other place we can travel. Wow. So 4 or a 6. We'll take a 6. Might as well just rock through this, right? Right. The node is in 2 places at once. It is rare each time you turn. A little bit of quantum physics going on. No, I don't think that eye ended up being anything. I think that's just dangling from another mission. All right, let us descend to the rim. Yeah, we are. I'm really hoping we are. I say this every episode, but hope we're getting to the end here. I've already started recording the next series and a couple of other ones. Gee, very exciting to put up. I'm just doing my due diligence. And getting this one out there, especially for the future. Alright, let's see. Data. Peak has track flux nodes in the low-end hub and chipyard. They want the data extracted from all 3. Oh, they told us it was from the hub. I probably should have just read. You would think reading would come second nature to a game that is just all reading. Peak loads data into their decoding setup. It'll just be a moment. Don't leave, sleeper. You watch as Peak works on the flux data. The node's unfolding like flowers now. giving in to Peak's increasingly sophisticated decoding protocols. Seeing data like this as an image on a screen is almost unrecognizable representation to you. It is nothing like swimming among nodes and threads. Despite this, Peak has proven themselves to be more than able to handle these complex data structures, even though this limited representational paradigm is even through. The bay door hisses, interrupting your flow of thoughts. You turn to see Esh entering. What do we say to her? I'm just gonna say Esh. She looks up and meets your eye, but doesn't respond. Yeah, she's always in a bad mood. Esh stalks into the bay, heads down. She looks like she's tired and not in a mood to talk. Is she ever? How's the weapon hunt? Peak asks, without turning from the screen. Slow, unsuccessful, tedious. Esh slams the back down on the crate and hops up to sit upon it. He's still unpicking balls of yarn. With the sleeper's help, Peak smiles. They brought me some good stuff this cycle. Maybe they could find the weapons you were smuggling. It's clear that Esh doesn't appreciate Peak's tone. Still looking? Esh replies. Whoever took them better be making the most of their rapidly shortening lifespan right now. She's ready to kill. Esh, Peak cuts in without looking away from the console. We talked about this. This is my mistake, Peak. I'll fix it how I want. Esh folds her arms. I know one of the factions of the flotilla has taken them. I just need to find out. Ah, okay, so we're assuming it's a intra-party affair. Very interesting. Peak holds up a hand. Shh. They lean in towards the screen. Son of a... What? They hid it in the wake of the wave. Peak is whispering to themselves. It's alive. They lean back in their chair. Esh crosses over to look at the screen. Alive. Well, it's growing. It's processing. It's quietly working away in the dark. Look. You cross over to the screen and stand behind Esh. In it, you can see that Peak has all 4 nodes decoded. The pattern of shadows from inside them set on the screen like dark stains. Then you notice it, the movement. The thin threads cross from one stain to the other. As you watch, you notice that the movement only ever happens in your peripheral vision, as if this thing, the shadow, knows it is being watched. This is how the other flux nodes appeared. Peak rubs her eyes. They weren't fluxed by the wave, they were corrupted after the fact. This thing, the shadow that entered in the wake of the wave, it corrupted them. But it made the corruption look like the result of the flux. Interesting. It's a sleight of hand. Peak runs a hand through their hair. The flux wave is so massive, so complex, that it opens up the systems to be attacked. As it reconfigures exposed systems, the shadow is broadcast in, implanted inside. I don't really know what they're talking about. It seems like a little heady. The wave from the can channel, and is a brute force wave hitting every system in Helion. Once the systems are vulnerable, Peak looks pale. Their eyes reflect the screens. The flux isn't what The flux isn't what is attacking the systems. It is the siege weapon, a Trojan horse. Then this thing takes over. Peak sits back in their chair, and it's already on the eye. Wait. Ash rubs her forehead. You're telling me there's a can channel in this system? Shit. Peak isn't listening. This is bad. We have to take this to someone. Peak looks desperately at you. Yeah, I guess we take it to Helene. She's the only one who's been, like, somewhat helpful. If you remember from last episode, and it's been, like, weeks since I've been able to sit down and record this, these can channels are, like, these, like, hyper-transport, teleport nodes that are, like, between the different systems that, like, were left over by Solheim or something like that, and they were thinking that when they turn on, they disrupt, like, electrical systems in the cluster, and they've been off for a really long time, but the systems that seem to have these, like, transportation rings or this teleportation node, whatever, they seem to be the ones being affected by the flux, if I'm remembering correctly. I'll say Helene. Is that wise? Esh cuts in. Haven H hasn't exactly made good decisions lately. They are the station administrators, Esh. Peak is desperate. They need to know. The argument rages between them, and as you watch them shouting, you feel sick. After a while, they stop, running out of things to say. An unsettling silence descends on the bay. I need more time, Peak says quietly. I need to look at solutions, try to build a case, collate the evidence. We mess this up. They look down at their hands. And what do they say? Esh goes to speak and then thinks better of it. Not a word, Sleeper. Peak meets your eye. Don't tell anyone until they are ready. They sigh. With the tension among the refugees, Sol won't be ready to hear this, and Helene and Haven Age are still mired in some kind of crisis. So yeah, Sol's the, kind of like the big dude running the flotilla. We tell Haven Age, and they are likely to react badly, and if we tell Sol, I doubt he'll take it well either. If you can calm the situation in the flotilla, then we can choose. You are too twisted up in this, Peak, Ash says quietly. This is not our place. We don't know. Stop, Ash. Peak slumps in their chair. Stop. You leave them like that, exhausted and troubled, and head back out onto the Pilgrim Seed. When you close your eyes, you think of those shadows, that movement at the edge of your vision. Something dark growing in the station like a parasite. You feel sick. Your vision blurs. What comes next? Mom's spaghetti. You stop in a corridor and take a breath, putting a hand on the rumbling metal wall. For now, the eye keeps spinning. For now. All right. Ooh. Upgrade point. All right, this is a pretty big deal. If you give me a second here, I'm sipping on some tea. A little Earl Grey to get me through the session. Now, this apparently is a pretty big thing, is hitting enough drives to get at least 3 of the 5 skills to +2. I don't know which one's better. There is a 0% chance that I haven't been paying attention to what nodes seem to be the most important, but let's just try and utilize it when it makes sense. Maybe if we really need one. All right, so flotilla support. We toggle tracking on this. Looks like what we have. This one, Pilgrim Seed. I think this is the one that's tracking all 3. No, yeah, it is. All right, we are pretty close. I think. Let's see. We have engineer and engage. Engage is already at +2. We need to access assistant. All right, our hand has been played. We are going to level up engineer. Engineer feel right to me. Although interface actually does. I don't freaking know, man. Engineer. I don't know if it's the right one. It doesn't matter. All right, let's do this. We actually do need to go get some energy. Very nice. All right, so that finishes up that. Oh, I forgot about this guy, Peter. The very depressed, angry man from like the working moon November. Sleeper, Peter calls to you as you cross the axis. He's standing by the same railing as you saw him last time, and he beckons you over. You gonna have something nice to say to me now? I've been hearing things. He gives you a sidelong look. I'm just gonna stay silent, because he's been kind of a dick. Peter smiles. Don't be so nervous. He rubs his hands together nervously. You wait for him to speak. You know, on song, I was a teacher. He glances at you, anticipating a response. I'm going to stay silent again. Mechanical engineering. It's an essential subject on a moon where a single mechanical failure could mean the deaths of hundreds. He looks at the ground. The heat, the atmosphere, the radiation, all of it is hostile to us. My students knew this. Their work, their training, was respected. As long as they were careful and respected song themselves, they could have their choice of colony placements. They were always in demand. That meant I was respected, surrounded by friends and colleagues, always able to call in favors and repay them like for like. He frowns. Song colonies are small, close-knit. We look after our own. When the flux event started hitting, colonies went dark overnight. We all knew what those kinds of failures meant. Like always, we lost more people than any of the other moons. He balls his hands into tight fists on a single one of my students' left song. Our future was cut off just like that. My future. He flexes his hand. What am I out here? What use am I? Song is a fading memory, and the systems we built there are useless outside its orbit. Yep, you are correct. How am I supposed to move on from here? He looks at you, eyes steely gray and glinting. I don't even know what to tell him. I'll say find someone to teach. Peter pauses, thinking. You don't give up, do you, Sleeper? You just keep going. See, every time I say him, he's just mean. Peter shakes his head. You remind me of a student of mine, one who entered the program from one of the smaller colonies. They didn't have the advantages of some of the others, but they were stubborn. Stubborn as hell. By the end of the program, they were the most skilled of their peers. They didn't get the best assignment, maybe because they didn't spend much time making the kind of connections that would help get you there. But that didn't matter, because I knew they would make the best of anything they set themselves to. Peter was smiling now, buoyed up by a little memory. Singers are stubborn, Sleeper. We aren't going to change easily. We won't forgive easily or take help easily, but we'll hold strong. You can count on us for that. Peter stands from the railing. When you see Sol again, you can tell him that. You can tell him how the crews of Sember's Song operate. Oh, that's right. That's why they're called singers. Tell him we will resist. If that means resisting Hearth's imperialists' ambitions, so be it. If it means resisting the flux, so be it. And if it means, as you have, help others resist those same pressures, so be it. Peter smiles. And then tell him to leave us alone. He turns his steplighter and heads off towards the center of the Axis' hub. Yeah, I'm not really sure, I guess that was good. That's what he wanted to say, that basically they're just going to be a pain in the butt and they don't want to deal with us. But you know what, man? We are all in this together at the moment. Let's see what Sol's got to say. When you arrive at the bridge at the Pilgrim Seed, Sol is waiting for you. You wouldn't believe the messages that have come through in the past few cycles, Sleeper. He smiles. The ship from Steppe has done a goodwill gesture. A whole catch of supplies from their own farms. He smiles. Not sure how we'll use them, but the gesture is a welcome one. Song, meanwhile, are apparently accepting supplies again. Although, a little reticently, if I may say so. Sol smiles. I don't expect them to change any time soon, so it should be said. What I'm wondering, Sleeper, is what part you had in all this. Sol eyes you, waiting for an answer. I'm just gonna say I helped where I could. I've come to expect that of you, Sleeper. He smiles. You look at Sol, his eyes bright and eager, and wondering what he sees in you. Are you a tool to be used or an ally? It can be hard to tell. I want to show you something. Sol squeezes your shoulder, turning you to face the lift. This is where he shows us that he's actually like Albert Wesker or something like that. And he's been harboring the T-virus on this thing the whole time. He leads you along the axis of the ship towards the engines, the clanking of his suit accompanied by the constant hammering and welding that fills the echoey bulkheads of the Pilgrim Seed at all hours. With the cordon lifted and the shuttles able to go out to salvage scrap and barter for supplies, the ship has become a place of transformation, moving towards some state yet to be revealed to you. You look at Sol. What is his plan here? What is he preparing the Pilgrim Seed for? Or his sharp eyes simply focus on making it through the next cycle? Suddenly, Sol stops in front of a huge bulkhead door, like the seal on the front of a dry dock hangar. He signals to someone in a cabin high up, attached to the wall. They begin the process of opening it up. The Pilgrim Seed was built as a short-range freight carrier, freight carrier, The amber warning lights on the bulkhead door send spinning shadows across Sol's face. We built it up to ship the entire harvest from thousands of farms to the silos at Passero. When we realized we need to leave, it was the biggest ship we could muster. Sol raps on a metal plate. Somehow, she's carried us all the way out here. You led the excavation? The evacuation. Me? He laughs. Not even close. I was a farmer, had a whole load of land and people to run it. My people helped convert this place for the long trip. Looks at his feet. Others led, organized the evacuation, and debated the plan. What happened? Not one of those folks made it. Sol rubs his forehead. We were out in the black a long time before we got here, Sleeper. Things happen. The upshot is I was chosen to take over. I guess my crew trusted me and I knew the ship. I argued, reminded them I'm no leader and that I'm sick, but well, when service chooses you. A loud klaxon sounds, indicating the bulkhead doors are ready to open. They groan as they slide back, the metal squeals echoing through the vast ship, bouncing off its hard-plated walls. At first, all you see is the darkness. Then the lights go on in huge strips that stretch back and back as far as you can see. The space in front of you, a vast bay, bigger than any you have ever seen, is empty. When we left Earth, we didn't have the time or resources to convert the entire ship. Sol begins leading you into the massive space. So, much of the freight space we sealed away. shut down. But now we have time, and we have resources. We stabilized here, at least for the moment. Soul turns to you. Now is the time we make use of all this. What are you planning? What do you think happens next for the Eye Sleeper? Soul sighs. The flux has already hit one part of the station, and from what I know, it'll hit again. On Earth, we lost everything. There isn't much time, Sleeper, but there is enough time to do something. Think of the number of people we can fit on here. The farming stacks, the housing, hell, we can plant some of those mushrooms you love so much. This is the way forward. The only way. We need to fill the ship with able bodies and head for the Starward Belt. Thought the Eye was your destination. It was until the flux hit here. Now it's just another stop. I'm glad of the chance to resupply and salvage, but we need to go further out. I want you to help me. You know the Eye, you have connections, and you can work hard. I've seen it. So let me try. I know you are like me, Sleeper. You didn't choose service, but it chose you. I'm just going to say there are other ways. If you know him, go ahead, but I'm telling you, this is the opportunity we have now. I know it's a lot to think about, Sleeper. Trust me. Still begins to lead you back out of the bay. But think of what we can do here. The flotilla can't last forever. We need more than just farmers to make this work. We need to build a new world for ourselves. I've heard that out in the belt there are people who've been setting up since the collapse, making something of their own. That's our future, tucked away in those rocks, far away from all of this. I didn't bring my people here just to let them die somewhere new. Soul crosses over to the threshold of the bay and signals for the operator to close it up. The door groans and Soul waits for it to stop. Think about it, Sleeper. Soul claps you on your back. But don't wait too long. This is happening soon. As he leaves you there in the silence of this vast bay, your head spinning with the thought of leaving the Eye. Oh, another upgrade point. I don't think it's going to make a big... I don't think we're going to get another 2 by the end of this. But I imagine that should probably be the second chapter, no? I don't know. We only have one thing left, and that is win a Sidereal ticket. All right. There is nothing left here for us. Let's just go do the noodle thing, I guess. Sentences people don't say very often. Yeah, let's just do that. See if it gives us any energy. Nice. Very good. Very, very good. All right. We'll rest over here and end the cycle. All right, this should be chapter 3, so we have a little idea of what's going on with the flux. Somewhat surprisingly, they're kind of just writing off Arlen's Eye, but there's a lot of people here, man. That little flotilla is not going to be able to fill everybody up. That's an unreasonable thing. It's nice of him to think like that, but I think he's projecting his problems. A little too hard. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing. Don't tell me that I've got upgrades available. Because I don't. Yeah, I need 2 more points. I don't think there's... Maybe there's 2 more points left in the game. I mean, gosh, look at this complete. Look at the number of things that we have experienced together during this playthrough. It is humbling, to say the least. Yeah, I think we just wait 1 day, so we might get another ending here because we're probably going to dump all of these into the Sidereal ticket and then just finish that. I don't know if, was it Mina? It's been such a while. The 2 folks that were, well, the one folk and his child who were trying to escape the station via work. I don't know if they're still around. But yeah, we'll drop a 5 on here, and of course this is interface, right? Yeah. That's funny. Alright, little money, Sidereal Horizon. Little money, Sidereal Horizon. Oof. That's pretty good. A little money, Sidereal Horizon. A little money. Do we go for it? Yeah, why not? Eee. That's not good. All right, well, that's what you don't want to happen is to lose condition. I'm not super concerned, honestly. Got 500 credits. We'll just rest it out, clean up the Sidereal one tomorrow, get the final ending, and then that should be it. Should just be how much can we read and get through the third part of the DLC here. All right, not the best rolls, if I do say so myself. Oh, they came to find us. Sleeper, Peak is waiting for you in the corridor. It's time. Peak looks pale and disheveled, with heavy marks under their eyes and strands of hair sticking to their face. For what? Peak smiles weakly. Nice try, but we can't dodge this. Peak holds up a thumbnail-sized drive. All the data I have compiled on the flux event, the effects of the wave, and the structures that hide within it is on here. You look at the tiny drive, casket of dark secrets. I've annotated it to the best of my ability. Anyone should be able to understand the threat, the potential in this. Peak's eyes. Makes for grim reading. Without intervention, the eye will suffer a cascading collapse of systems, just like the colonies of Ember's moons. You sure? Yeah, what's the intervention? That's probably what I should have asked. Peak grimaces, as I can be. The evidence all points in one direction. Peak looks at the drive. This shadow in the flux, this protocol, so hard to pin down. It adapts to any countermeasure I have tried to deploy. It is like trying to hold water in a cage. It slips right through. Has to be a way. Peak closes their hand around the drive. We need help, Sleeper. This is about everyone on this station. They sigh. We have to set up a meeting to tell someone who can do something about all this. I'm going to say Helene, because, yeah, Soul just wants to sell. It just seems unrealistic, his plan. So I'm gonna go with Helene. She reached out to us, and, you know, clearly she put herself in a very difficult situation, right? Like, she's a part of, you know, the quote-unquote, like, kind of corporate bad guys, but she took risks. She reached out to us. I'm going to trust her. Perhaps. Peak pauses. If anyone can protect the Eye, it's Haven Age, but their internal politics will make it hard for them to act. Will they even listen to us? Or perhaps, Peak's thoughts, or Peak adds thoughtfully, we've been thinking about it all wrong. Peak's eyes glint. Why make a choice when we can tell both of them? Why pick a side when the only side in this entire thing is the one we all need to take? I mean, that's probably better just to tell everybody. Peak speaks as they think, their words barely keeping pace with their thoughts. We need to resist this together, or we will fail. We need everyone on board, Sleeper. Peak smiles. That's the only way. We send the data to both. Let's say you're right. Peak smiles. I'm glad you see it too. They look away. Another flux event is coming, I'm sure of it, and I'm not sure we can survive without help. Peak opens their hand and holds the drive out for you to take. You need to do the, Sleeper, I can't. You know Soul, you know Helene, and they trust you. To them, I'm just another spacer, but you are a part of this place. Hearing someone else say it hits you hard. You are a part of the Eye. Peak is right. But right now, that feels more like a weakness than a strength. I have set up a data relay at the cordon. It's neutral ground. Take the data and send it out to Haven Age and the flotilla. Once they receive it, they will come. We can be sure of that. You will meet them all there and take them through it all. No one could do a better job. They tuck a strand of hair behind their ear. I'm going to say, come with me. Peak pauses. I can't. It would only draw suspicion on you. Haven Age want nothing to do with us, and Soul is paranoid at best. Peak tentatively puts a hand on your shoulder. Thank you, Sleeper. I know this is hard, but we have to move forward. Can't keep this to ourselves anymore. They step back, looking thin and pale in the harsh station light. Come talk to me once it's done. And they slip away into the Eye. Spicy. Very, very spicy. I'm going to try and do this with a 4. Hopefully it works. Yeah, there we go. All right. Should be another ending. Your crew slowly filters out of the shipyard locker room, the bubbling chatter reducing with each group that leaves. There is excitement in the air. Haven Age just made an announcement. The assembly teams are done. Sat on the locker room bench, you can feel the sidereal out there, its hulking mass, intimately familiar to you. Over the past cycles, you have watched it grow, be assembled. You have walked through its veins and welded its bones. Now it is ready for the final stage. It will go to testing now, then enter a final process of sealing and resealing, checking and rechecking before it is deemed suitable for its generational trip. But for now, your work is done. You can't help but feel proud. Wow, there's Lem. Cough interrupts your thoughts. It's Lem, changing out of his work gear, being nowhere to be seen. He smiles. She'll be ready soon. I know. It's exciting, although if you think about it, we are all out of a job now, he quickly adds. Not that I'm complaining. Lem comes to sit beside you on the bench. She's got to be in the best shape when she carries you, Mina, and me out of here. So confident. Lem smiles apologetically. Why not? I figure I'm due a lucky turn by now. He rubs his hands nervously. No use in wondering what if, until the draw anyways. And there's a few cycles till then. Lem is right, but the odds seem unlikely anyways. How many are working in the shipyard? Hundreds? 1,000? You certainly see more than enough faces you can count to pass through. And there are the Celis Foundation even going to even going to keep their promise. Out here on the Eye, you get the sense that no one will hold them to it. Why would they be building the Sidereal in a surrogate system? As you think, Lem watches you with a worried look. How's Mina doing? Lem is surprised by the question, but smiles. She's doing well. She misses having you over, actually. I need to get you two together again soon. Especially now I won't see you here either. Lem gazes into space. She's pretty stuck on you, actually. She told me the other cycle that she doesn't want to go unless you can come too. He sighs. You ever been in a thunderstorm, Sleeper? A real big one? I don't remember. Lem shoots you a worried look for a moment. It's something else. He smiles. The sound, the smell, the rain hammering down. The whole sky stretched out and bruised, roaring and huge. The place I was born, New Pembroke, a dry old rock in the Conway system, had 2 seasons. One of them is dry as bone, dusty and ugly. The other was one long storm. Side effect of the terraforming efforts, they said. Rain used to rattle off the roof like bullets. It washed the dust away, turned the streets to rivers. It'd sing us to sleep and wake us up in the morning. We'd wait half a year to see it again. The best day was the one where the first drops fell. He sniffs. Some days I wake up swearing I can hear it again. I was thinking, Mina has never seen a storm, never even felt rain. She's grown up here, the rain her only horizon. Always in the dark. I want to change that for her. You will, of course. Almost there, Lem stands, stretching. Best get back to the little one anyways. With the shift's done, I reckon she'll be happy to have me home for a few cycles. He shoulders his gear. See you in a few for the draw. Good luck. Don't need it. He grins. Lem leaves, making you the last person in the cabinet's locker room. As you sit, you think about the rain. A little hope creeps in. Is it possible? Could the Sidereal really take you to a planet? A place with weather? With skies? With life? You get up quickly before you can think about it anymore. It's too soon to hope. Too dangerous. There's work to be done. Alright, so now we gotta wait for that. Yeah, it's interesting, right? Because we probably should have gotten that done like a really long time ago. I just didn't want to because I assumed it was like an instant way out, but it looks like it was just another thing that we could have done. It was fine to do it here at the end, though. We had a little bit of cycles left, so it all ended up working out. We just got to keep an eye on our condition and our hunger, but let's go and figure out this whole flotilla business. All right. We also need to get food. Cannot forget about that. Was there supposed to be something out here? Did I miss it? Oh, I guess it's just the cordon. Ooh. All right. Well, once you send the data, episode Purge, and the final series of events. Once you send the data, episode Purge, and the final series of events on the eyes will begin. Make sure you are ready. Okay. Okay, so once you send the data, so peaks, relay lies ready, this is it. This data is ticking time bomb. Once it is sent, there's no going back. Okay, so we still need to scan for data. So we can wait, and then basically that's it, right? Okay. So there should be data for us to scan. Not seeing it. And then we have to wait 6 days for the sidereal, which we probably will end up doing just to get all the endings, or at least all the endings that I knew about in the playthrough. I'd be interested to see if I did miss anything. That would be very surprising. Okay. The aviary, Haifa Labs, Haifa Dorm, Haifa Commune, the wastes. I'm very confused. Where? I don't have the data yet. Oh, I do have the data. When did we get 5 flux data? I don't remember that. So once he sent... Okay, so... Gosh, we have to wait for 6 cycles. I guess so. Didn't get any better rolls on that. Okay, that's fine. Let's just power through them real quick. Can't be any harm in doing that, so we'll just do the one that feeds us and gets us energy because it's safe. I don't think there's one that gives us condition, right? That would be sick. I guess, well, that was crazy. I guess we can go to... We can repair ourselves, but it doesn't really matter. Let's just do this. All right, and start action. I don't think we can screw this up, right? Nope. All right, get a little money, a little energy. We're right here. Let's end our cycle. All right. Yeah. Honestly, I guess it behooves us to do something over nothing, right? I guess we roll them. Yeah, we're not really getting anything crazy good. We're here. Let's just do this. Let's make some money. Actually, I don't want a 3 if it's not safe. I guess we could hack some of these nodes, right? If we wanted to, that might be worth better time. We already did both of these. There's just nothing left. We're at the end of the game, y'all. It's finally happening. Can I use the perk Sunbathe? I guess we could have just done that. Is there really a negative effect? Let's just end cycle. We're just ending the cycle. Okay. I guess we can make some money. Tambor Tea House, right? Gives you the most money if you do it. This is really just to feed our... We're just going to buy some stabilizer with the money afterwards. Okay. And... we'll just continue doing this for food. Right, we gotta go, what? Jeez. 1, 2, 3, 4 more cycles. Okay. Let's just crank through them. And the cycle. This is really just to see what's at the end here for the Sidereal Horizon. It's really just to see Lem's story off. Although I thought he was like in good shape, but I guess we kind of left him hanging all these months. All right, we are fading. We'll do a reroll, see if we can get a 6. We do. Very good at Tabla. Back to food. Go. And I just don't want to waste the 1 in case I feel like there's maybe a small chance. Oh. Complete active scenes. Please don't tell me I screwed up. I'm going to be extremely mad. I'm going to be extremely mad. No. Was there something? Gosh, was there something at the garage that we had to do with Bliss? We finished that though, right? Send a hub. Buy a space or a meal. Sure, I don't know if we ever did that. Oh, it just gives you energy. Okay. I don't see anything here. I don't see any other scenes unless I'm... Oh, okay, here we go. Okay, why did that seem like it was going to take longer? The crowds have already gathered by the time you get to the shipyard, and you recognize faces among them. People you have worked with along the sidereal. The intervening cycles have turned their excitement to anxiety, and few of them smile at you. Instead, the nervous energy of the crowd fills the space, creating a loop, a feedback loop of growing tension. You pick out Lem and Mina and work your way over to them. Pushing through the crowd, he silently raises his eyebrows at you, his anxiety obvious. But Mina flashes you a huge smile, unaware of the tension. "Robot," she shouts, reaching out to you. "Hi, Mina." She waves frantically, grinning. Quite the turnout, huh? Lem glances around, pulling Mina close. "I don't think patience is one of this crowd's strengths." The sound of an argument towards the back catches your and Lem's attention. He is putting it lightly. This place is set to explode. I'll say they'll manage him. Lem looks around nervously. I sure hope so. This is Aster Anghart of the Celis Foundation. The announcement echoes from the speakers at the shipyard entrance, and shouts of quiet rapidly follow. "I'm sorry I can't be there to meet you all, and thank you on behalf of Sender Celis for the work you have done on the Sidereal Horizon." I guess that's like this thing over here, maybe? I guess it's just this big vertical ship. I assume that was like some sort of other structure. Most of the crowd strains to see Aster's face, but the small display shows only a ghostly white figure, smudged and unclear. Sender wanted me to pass on her personal thanks for your commitment to and belief in the Celis Foundation's mission. We chose the Eye for this project because we knew that we would find like-minded individuals here, especially among the ranks of the venerable Haven Age Association. Unlike most of the core, we neither believe Arlen's Eye to be a threat or a rogue state, but instead an embryo for the formation of a new, decentralized social structure, one where each citizen might be the master of their own destiny. A ripple of impatience runs through the crowd. Didn't come here for a sermon. You are all pioneers, just like those core citizens who the Sidereal Horizon will carry, in cryosleep, to the planet that will become the Foundation's first frontier world, Celis 1. At the mention of the destination world, excited conversations break out among the workers. So this is crazy. This is like a colony ship. There, our citizens will be able to create their own innovative, bottom-up economic order, aligned with the principles set down by Sender Celis herself. Freedom, resilience, and self-sustenance. This is all thanks to your tireless efforts in the Haven Age yards. As a reward for those efforts, you may know that we are offering a select group the opportunity to join the caretakers of this vision, the staff of the Sidereal Horizon, who will maintain the vessel during its multi-decade transit through interstellar space. Lem turns to you, his eyes bright. This is it. This draw has been performed at random by the central AIs of the Foundation and is final and binding. Please note, only licensed contractors of the Foundation are eligible for this draw. I know you have all been eagerly awaiting this day. Without further delay, I will now read the Celis identification numbers of those chosen for this great honor. A murmur runs through the crowd. Celis identification numbers, licensed contractors? You never have heard the term mentioned. Is this something you were supposed to be assigned? You glance at Lem, but his eyes are fixed forward, wide and shimmering. All around you, people are speaking in hushed tones like a rising wave. Aster starts reading out sequences of numbers and letters, and panic begins to set in. No one seems to know what is happening. Somewhere near the front of the crowd, someone shouts in celebration, and everyone pushes forward. Lem. You turn to see Lem staring forward. Mina is scared now as the shouts start. Daddy? What the heck? Someone throws something at the entrance and it rattles against the shipyard doors. You see for the first time Haven Age security stood on either side, scared, arguing between themselves. You feel the anger rising in the crowd. Neither of these, I mean, we're here, we're in it to win it. I was gonna say keep pushing. Oh, I didn't realize it was an anger thing. You let the anger take you, carry you forward with the surging crowd. The squeeze is heavy and shouts call out from all around you in a chorus. The crowd becomes a blur of faces, all angry and confused. You aren't in control anymore. The crowd moves you. You see the fear on the faces of the security as they are backed against the wall. One of them backs into the display. They wield out for Aster's speech and it falls, smashing across the floor. Projectiles fly from swung arms and one catches you in the back of the head. You stumble forward and are pushed aside. Oh, double. I accidentally double-clicked that and I printed it twice. That's interesting. The blur intensifies and you stumble, spinning between bodies until you fall out of one side of the crowd and slam into a wall. You catch your breath there and watch as the crowd pushes forward and back against the shipyard wall. Suddenly, the anger fades and fear takes place. The crowd beats itself once more against the wall. It's time to go. You limp away, head down, as the security sirens out. Security sirens sound out. They signal for the coming violence. Drive failed? What? Was I not supposed to push forward? Oh my god, what? The draw didn't go your way. In fact, you never had a chance. What? What? Sidereal Horizon. Are you supposed to fail that? What the heck, dude? I guess we waited like super long to do this anyways. I hope that me pushing didn't... There's no way, right? That like after that entire drive, you don't get it just because of that. I do want to wait for this though to finish. I feel like that maybe is what's going on. I'm not really sure. Oh, wait a minute. Lem's... There's a note on the door of the unit. 3 days. Sliper, gone to find work, Lem. Oh, man. We should have done this earlier on. Oh, my gosh. I can't believe we failed that. I feel like hopefully that's just a known thing. That seems unfair. All right. All right, so we gotta wait 2 more days for the sidereal. And Lem's thing is also into... Yeah, there's something's going on here. Although I don't like that it's red. Okay, let's just do our tea house for money. Yeah, I really didn't put much into the story. For some reason, I assumed it was an auto out. That's probably on me. I'm gonna reroll this. Very good. Probably should use that on money, but we're just trying to get through these now. And let's rest another cycle. Okay. 2 6s. We'll use those at the tea house. We're just floating in money now. Just floating in money. Yeah, I really hope that pushing wasn't the wrong thing. I just did it because... I don't know. We worked so hard for that thing. I have a feeling you were gonna... It was a losing situation regardless. I guess we should buy a stabilizer. Right? Where do you buy it? It's been a while. Or fabricator. I thought it was over here. No? Eee. Import export. Sell ship mind. No, I'm glad we didn't do that, man. This is just work we can do, right? Yeah. Where? Oh gosh. Port exchange. Emphasis stall wasn't. Oh my gosh, where the heck do you buy a stabilizer? Am I losing my mind? It was always over here, right? The Yachtigan people. Where are the Yachtigan? Definitely wasn't over here on the Greenway. Unless there's somewhere else we can buy condition. That's crazy, dude. Have we just been writing on our last... Can you lose? Are we gonna frickin' lose here? We can repair ourselves via scrap, so we'll be fine. But That's just energy? Oh, wait. What was that? What was that? Oh, we need 2 club heads. Yo, this is crazy. Am I crazy? Right? Briar Base Camp? Perk repair, perk sunbathe. I don't remember us losing access. Well, okay, we can go to the aviary. That's actually what we should have been doing with our time. Is apparently picking mushrooms. I thought we were... Am I crazy? Where do you get stable? I guess you have to... That's so crazy that you can't buy... Unless I'm... Am I going crazy? Emphas, where do I buy stabilizer? Oh my god, he just has fungus. Scrap freighter. I mean, we're gonna buy some scrap, yeah. We're definitely gonna buy some scrap. That's all we have till the end of the game. Oh, I'll take a frickin' ship mine fragment, though. Alright. Sure, we'll just max out these. This suddenly is very strange. The wet dock, the empty container, Haven Age, fragment supply. Tracking the yacht again. Well, we have plenty of scrap we need to repair ourselves. I'm just... Well, okay. We have to rest anyways. Now we have... So we have to make some... I guess we can synthesize it now. Maybe that's why. But we need to get... Oh, we actually have 1 pair of club heads. Right? Or these Matsutake, whatever. No, we don't. So those are Matsutake. We have Girl. Alright, let's see what's going on with Lem. No. Dang. We did just bomb that. That's crazy. Haven Age gone. I'm sorry, not Haven Age. The thing is gone. Okay, here's Meet Lem and Mina. There's no answer when you buzz Lem's unit, but the door is open. You push the door and find Mina, sitting in the middle of the floor playing with Bun Bun. Where's Lem? Mina doesn't respond. She walks Bun Bun across the floor, narrating quietly to herself. You look around the unit. It's a mess. Dishes and glasses on the side, some of Mina's clothes piled up in a corner. Mina is sitting by her bag, which is spilled out across the floor, her drawing slate cracked and dark. Let's tidy up. You start with the kitchen units, piling up the dishes in the auto wash and wiping them down. You pile the clothes up next, folding them heavily, or neatly. Mina watches you quietly as she plays, curious but silent. You just start to look at fixing her cracked slate when Lem enters. Sleeper, what do you... He pauses and looks down from you to Mina and back again. Never mind. He drops the bag by the door and slumps onto the couch. Everything okay? Lem lets out a weak laugh. You forgot the past few cycles now, too? Wish I was so lucky. He looks away at the open door. Look, now's not a good time. Let's say I want help. Help? Unless you have a sidereal ticket or 2, or you don't, I don't think there's much you can do here. He pinches the bridge of his nose. You understand they never even put us on the list, right? I've been all around the rim looking for work, and I've run into more than a few from the cruise. It turns out only longtime Haven Age members were issued those Celos ID numbers. They never planned to consider us. Okay, so this does sound like it was fake. Haven Age say they didn't know that was what they were going to use to make the draw. And who knows, maybe Celos pulled the wool over their eyes. But what does it matter? All those hours in the yards for a hand-to-mouth wage and nothing else? He slams his fists down on the sofa. This can't be it. Well, it is. He looks at the open door again. They are moving the sidereal up the hub now, you know, he says without meeting your eye. That's where they'll depart from. They are bringing in a ship with all their cryo-sleep pioneers and transferring them up there in microgravity before loading the crew. Yeah, we could sneak aboard. You think they're going to let people on board? The security they'll have has to be impossible. He looks over at Mina. Look, we'll be fine. We always have been. I just need a little time. He sighs. We had our hearts set on that trip is all. Mina comes over and climbs into his lap, and he smiles. What if I got you on board? I miss you these past few cycles. I miss that optimism. Lem strokes Mina's hair. Look, you want to go up to the hub and ask around, be my guest. I can't get up there with Mina down here, and I'm sure the sidewall will bring in a crowd. But be careful. This kind of thing always attracts scammers and thieves. You find any way on board, you take it. You need help to get there? Ask me. But for now, me and Meanie are sticking to the eye. She looks up at him and smiles. I'll find a way for us all. Lem smiles but doesn't say anything. You stand to leave and Mina grabs your hand, eager to give you one more smile. Then you're out, back into the walkways of the low end, already thinking of plans to make this right. Yeah, I didn't realize there was so much more to the story, so I'll go up to the hub. There's the side rail on the left. Interesting, so let's see what's going on here. Scout the dock. Oh, God. Well, let's do this. Oh, one. Let's make sure our I can't believe we can't buy stabilizer. Right? Caster's table, Minji Express, repaired unit, Tambor house, Ort fabricator. That's crazy. Yeah. Unless I'm missing something. If I am missing something crazy, please comment and let me know. Although this is probably very much near the end, so we'll see. The aviary, we gotta regrow. Oh, it's safe. 2 random rare mushrooms and 1. Oh yeah, so this is just the harvest. Nope. I need some club heads. 1 club head. And collect spores and griol caps. Now we just need 1 more set of club heads. So we'll be okay. We just kind of have to be careful with it. I didn't realize we were, I just didn't realize we had no more stabilizer. That's just blew my mind. Okay. We're going to... I think we lose it right here. Gosh. Right, fading. I think it's like breaking. We never have actually gone down here the entire game, so maybe it's appropriate. Declining. Yeah, it really becomes tough. That's crazy. All right, let's hope we get some club head caps. We got plenty of money, so I thought that always would be our saving grace, but it was not. I will take a 6, though. I don't think it really matters. All right, we got 2 club heads. We are okay. So then we've got to... Well, let's do this. Get our stabilizer on. That's very good. And we will dump these other 2 into spores. Hopefully it doesn't screw us. Wow. That's rough. Well, at least we have stabilizer, so we'll be all right. Let's cross the rim, grab a little food. And... Emphasis is probably like, dude, you look like crap. Alright, very good. And we shall go home. Administer the stabilizer. Get our condition back up. It's all good. So yeah, we just gotta stop it from going down too low. Alright, let's end the cycle. Get some dice back. Alright. Back to a full hand. You love to see it. Alright. Sidereal dock. Sure. Probably should have used it too. It's okay. Sidereal is being loaded and prepped. Among all the commotion, is it possible to find a way on board? You watch the loading crews go back and forth, noting their paths and entryways. Could this work? Ooh. A little sneaky. Ah, Caster. I haven't seen you in a very long time. Quite the achievement, isn't she? Sandra Celis must be proud. You recognize the resonating voice of Caster immediately and turn to see him, hooded and tucked into the shadows near the viewing platform. Caster, I see you remember our game. Good. He looks around the platform. He looks around, but the platform is clear. I'm afraid you'll have to wait for a rematch. Microgravity makes Tabla a little difficult. He smiles broadly. Caster walks out to stand beside you on the platform. The telltale clunk of magnetic boots accompanies his slow crossing. He notices you looking at them. I don't much like it up here, he explains. I hear there was some trouble at the Haven Age shipyard when they announced the results of the crew lottery. I was there. I know, he sighs, meeting your eye. An ugly business. Celis are too used to the way things work in the core. Exploitation is the only logic they know. He gestures out at the side reel. You know why they built this monstrosity on the eye? Control. Certainly, there's no corporate oversight out here, but that's not all. He stares at the pristine yellow hull. Celis built it here, says Castor gravely, because they didn't want anyone to know it exists. He rubs his forehead. Secrecy is something I cannot abide. He turns to face you. There are people being loaded onto that ship as we speak. Sleeping people, locked in cryosleep like the person that you were emulated from. There are hundreds of them, and Celis wants to send them out to a planet at the edge of settled systems without anyone knowing where it is. But you, Sleeper, can do something about that. You are like me, you deal with data. You can read it right out of the air. With someone like you on that ship, secrecy isn't a problem. You can ping back whatever I need, whenever I need it. As long as you're on board. With you on the Sidereal, and with some minor modifications, he pauses, you can be my eyes and ears. I will keep track of Celis' grand project through you. In short, Castor says, stretching, I can get you aboard, Sleeper, but I'm going to need you to help me. Who are you? I am a concerned party, someone who likes to know what is happening, when it is happening, not afterwards. It's not just me. Yes, your friend Lem, that can be arranged. It is difficult, but not impossible. The condition is, of course, that you go too. Castor clunks closer to the window, watching the tugging wheel. The tugs, gosh, I cannot read, wheeling around the Sidereal. It's a simple offer, and the only one that you will get on that ship. Please consider it. He turns back, silhouetted against the ship. But to make it happen, I need your assistance. As I said, there is a Celis Foundation ship docked in the now empty shipyard. I need the data from its servers. This will allow me to produce IDs necessary for your transit. Castor looks over his glasses at you. Celis aren't stupid, though. Their ship is totally isolated from the station. You'll need to get on board if you want to access their air-walled servers. Once you have the data, meet me at your friend's unit so we can give him the good news. He smiles. I notice his importance to you. And the little one. So cute. That was way too much. Although, I mean, if they're really if like this corporation built the ship to like try and colonize, foreign space, it is not a bad thing to have like this third-party guy. Like, I mean, I'm sure he just wants the info, but like, it would be good to have to be in this situation with him watching, even though I know very little about him. Anyways, you don't extract the data before the Sidereal Horizon leaves the hub, then I will get the message. We have other options, but you are certainly my preferred one. Okay, so yeah, it's definitely some stuff going on. Be sure when you act Sleeper, once you take the data from Celis, you'll set off a series of events that will likely be hard for you to untangle yourself from. Either way, I recommend you stop asking around up here. You're bringing a lot of attention to yourself. Castor glances around, as if to emphasize this point. There are only a handful of cycles until departure, Sleeper. Make your decision. With that, Castor marches off the platform, the sound of his magoots fading away, leaving you to contemplate the Sidereal Horizon and the part it may play in your future. Okay, now it seems like, yeah, so maybe that there's a new drive. Yeah. Very interesting. So now here's the real question. What does he want us to do? Escape on the Sidereal. Toggle tracking. So we have got to go hack some data for him somewhere, right? I guess it would be down here, right? Yeah, there's that little ship right there. I was wondering what that was. Looks like a little happy face. All right, we can do this. Easy, and let's re-roll. There you go. Oh, you can't only do that one time. Okay, observe and explore. My only thing I'm wondering, it seems like if no matter what like ending you get, I'm gonna go back in while we're doing this, get some more spores set up so we have stabilized that. Really surprised me. Like, can you imagine if we would have lost? Like somehow you can lose this game? Isn't that crazy? We need spores. We need spurs. Need them spurs. Oh, that's where I was like, how did this happen? All right, we got one growth spore. It's better than nothing. Better than losing condition and taking some damage. All right, we will rest. I think I'm going to use one of these scrap bought myself one more day. We don't do this very often, but why not? Hopefully I don't need a ton of scrap again. I'm just gonna buy food from Memphis. A fungus boy. Very good. Alright, and back up to the hub. Yeah, I can't see this being an ending that like locks you out of the DLC. I feel like this is just gonna be another ending you can get. We're gonna reroll. Okay, 403 is a little better. Wrong one. Right, we gotta go back down. And I hope I'm not wrong. Let's see, okay. And, alright. Patrol pattern, security information, server room locations. You need to case this place bit by bit. You know, the downshift changes, security keys, camera positions, possible routes that starts to emerge in your mind. Sell servers. Oh man, okay, this is kind of like, is there anything that could go wrong here? Critical action? I probably shouldn't have used a 4. Alright, well, glad it didn't blow up in my face. Alright, the data is extracted now. What, do we go back to Castor? And give it to him? Yes, he's over here now. It's crazy these apartments they have on this place. And he's in a new outfit too, more drawings. When you arrive at Lemon Mina's unit, oh, that's right, that's why they're over here. Castor is already waiting outside, leaning beside the door. Forgive me, Sleeper, but Salos is already buzzing with news of the breach. I was expecting you. Will this work? Don't worry, the breach cannot be traced to specific IDs I am about to create. Castor reaches into a pocket and produces a sleek green and white hand terminal. The data, please. What is that? Something I acquired from Celos while you were busy on that ship. Castor pushes up his glasses. I've been waiting for you the entire time. You hand over a drive with the data, and Castor fishes around for a converter cable to hook it up. He slots it into the terminal, and after some worrying, a set of 2 transparent films, marked with numeric sequences, are produced. 2 tickets to an uncertain future. Castor smiles to himself. The child will go with Lem, of course. He pockets them. These are yours, but first, he holds out a white cube. Your side of the deal. What is it? Something to help us make use of you. He passes you the square, and you rest it in your palm, a small, white, perfect cube. Ooh, suddenly you feel a sharp pain and flinch. The cube jumps from your hand and rattles along the walkway. You look at Castor apologetically. Castor smiles. Oh god, we got implanted with something. Not to worry, it has done its job. Now it is for you to do yours. You look down and see a tiny tin pinprick in the center of your palm. Nothing sinister. Castor puts the terminal away. This is the way we can keep track of you in the Sidereal Horizon. I didn't agree to this. You did, Sleeper. Castor adjusts his glasses. You have to understand that I could have done this without you knowing. This way, everything is on the table, so to speak. Castor hands you the transparent films, and you see the shimmering portraits of you and Lem flickering beneath the surface. Go. Give them the good news. And he reaches across and buzzes the unit. Lem slides open the door, half-dressed in his gear. Sleeper, what brings you here? Come in. He beckons you inside. You look to the side, expecting to see Castor, but the wall is empty. Spooky. The unit is cleaner, better organized than last time. Lem sits at the thin bar and gestures for you to sit. Mina's with some of the local kids. Someone has started doing lessons down the way. She seems to like it. Oh yeah, I'll sit. Sit at the bar. Play for... Oh, I thought I said playtime. You sit at the bar. What's up, Sleeper? I have some news. Now with it, then. Lem laughs. I have Celos IDs for us. You have... Lem freezes. How? He blinks rapidly, as if to wipe you from his vision. Does that mean... we are leaving? Lem stands up and paces around the unit. We have to pack. He starts laughing. Holy shit, we have to pack. He turns back to you, smiling. How the hell did you swing this, Sleeper? A friend helped. Well, thank your friend. You show him the ID films, and he whistles at the portraits. Impressive stuff. He pats you on the shoulder. You should stay until Mina gets home. We can tell her together. Yeah, I have to go. Yeah, right. Sure. The buzzer goes. That'll be her. Lem gets up and opens the door, and Mina, a bundle of energy and life, rushes into the room. Robot, she shouts. Lem picks her up. Mina, you won't believe what they brought us. You flash her the passage, and she looks all confused. We are going away after all, Meanie. He lifts her up above her head on that big, beautiful ship. Mina screams, and Lem laughs. He puts Mina down. She runs over to you and hugs your legs. I love you, robot, she says quietly, so only you can hear. I love you too. And a while later, when you leave, you don't even think to check for Castor by the door until it's too late. You stop and turn, halfway down the walkway, but there's nothing there. Even that light little white cube is gone. So you keep walking back to the low end, deep in thought. Excited and scared all at once. Very interesting. Do whatever it takes to get that ticket. Okay, so definitely some shenanigans going on here, all things considered. Sell us servers. We already did that. So does the game... Here's the... I don't know. Does the game just end when you escape on the Sidereal, or is that another ending? It'll probably let me know, right? In several cycles, the Sidereal Horizon will set out. You'll either be on board or you won't. Alright. Bliss's Bay, nothing to do. Gimbal Lounge, nothing to do. This weird little place you can sleep for a lot of money for no reason. Alright, let's go use the rest of our dice. Yeah, I'm guessing... Wait for the preparations to be completed. Alright. Mushroom Groves. We gotta re-roll these. I'm gonna go for a 4. Nice. Let's do it again. Nice. Neutral outcome. Alright, and we'll go back to the aviary. And we'll do 1, 2, 3. Alright. Well, we've got our... Okay, good. Yeah, we need to give some time, so you really have to keep kind of on top of that. We got a little bit of a scrap in case we need it. I think we are going to... I think we're going to be out of here by a number of cycles. Yep, there's nothing else for us to check. It seems like it. Let's do a little bit of our favorite food task. Definitely not the best, but something in my mind I like doing this. There you go. Only 1. Alright. We're going to rest here. And we're going to call it here, y'all. I think we can say we're on the last episode. There's only one thing left to do. The Sidereal thing, we should have done earlier. Although it does seem like this is like going to be one path. I don't know. We can let it leave if we want to get the DLC and it somehow blocks it out, but I doubt it. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we'll probably just like hot wait through this, see that ending, and then we're gonna go finish up the DLC, and that should be the end of Citizen Sleeper. What a journey! We're getting there together. It's been a lot of fun. Kind of living out in this weird little space life as a strange robot person. Anyways, if you enjoyed today's content, liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, interacting with the video, all that jazz helps the algorithm a great deal, and I appreciate it as well. This has been Spock Plays, playing a little bit of Citizen Sleeper. Thanks for watching, y'all. I'll see you next time.